thought what I mostly needed to do is to improve myself, fix all kinds of things about myself in order to be able to successfully run the art business that I'm dreaming of. But now I am starting to see that it might actually be the other way around. Let me explain. There is nothing wrong with improving your skill set, becoming better in what you love to be doing, facing things you find challenging, and overcoming certain fears. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. On the contrary, I think it is a very healthy thing to do, and I will cheer you on along the way if you choose to do so. But I got really caught up within this self-improvement thing, and I didn't look at my business the way I do now. I realized that I mostly looked at other people's creative businesses, being amazed by all the things they are able to do, all the ways they earn money with, and how they live their lives. But I'm not them. We are all individuals with our own set of cards handed to us. So, therefore, I finally realized it is so important, crucial actually, to look at your own creative business and make sure that the thing that you are creating fits you like a glove, instead of keep trying to change yourself to fit someone else's glove. And while there are, of course, skills you can improve, there might actually be some things about you specifically that you cannot change. And I had this realization just very recently, and it brought me so much peace. Just this week, I had the greatest Monday. I was on fire, full of energy and super productive. I was so proud of myself at the end of the day. And on Tuesday, my kids would be a little bit longer at school, so I thought to myself, yes, I have even more time then to get things done, just like I did on Monday. And then Tuesday started, and my energy was down by so much. I needed more self-care, things didn't flow as easily, I quickly got stuck in my projects, I just couldn't repeat the Monday vibes. And usually what happens then is that I get a little angry at myself and disappointed. Why am I not able to work like I did yesterday? Why the hell is my energy gone again? For no particular reason that I know of. But now I realize, I guess I do know. I am a highly sensitive person, and that's the way it is, I guess. It is normal for me to have those up and downs of energy and mood. And it doesn't make sense to me anymore to fight that and to be mad at myself for being that way. Instead, I need to look at the business that I'm creating, because that is actually something that I can shape the way I need it to be. And I deliberately say need instead of want, because in the past, my want was so blinded by what I saw other people do that I would want all kind of things for my art business, which are actually not what I need. I need my business to bring me peace of mind, to actually give me the space and guilt-free time to have those low energy days, so I can feel okay with that. I need it to allow me to create art that excites me and a way to connect with like-minded souls around the world, which you, my friend, are one of if you are still watching. So even though I had this low energy day on Tuesday, and I didn't really manage to work on the project that I wanted to work on, I managed to write the script for this video that day. And I noticed that this happens quite often to me on those days where I feel that I cannot get anything done. When I take the rest that I need done, suddenly the words start to flow in my mind, and I quickly grab my laptop and just type it all down in one session. So everything has its place and everything has its purpose. And without those low energy days, my videos would probably not be here, or they would be very different at least. I need to say one more thing on the topic of accepting certain things about yourself that you cannot change, and then make your business, your work, and your life fit around that. Don't take this lightly, please. There is a lot, actually, that we can change about ourselves, especially if something bothers you about yourself. It is totally worth giving it a try to change it in order to see whether there is a way to overcome that certain something. There is a danger in telling yourself that you are that certain kind of person and you could never do this or that. Always look inside very carefully. If you have the desire to be different or do something differently, live differently, work differently, be honest with yourself. Have you really tried? If you have tried for a long time and you discovered something that belongs to you and probably cannot be changed, like I believe my energy swings fall into that category, then it's best to accept that part of you, embrace it, and make everything else work around that, so you can finally be yourself and thrive just the way that you are. But if it is something that is just in your head, a false belief about yourself, like I'm not creative or talented enough to run an art business, I have no idea on how to run my own business, I didn't study that, so I can't. Thoughts like this do not define you. They are fear-based, and that's actually really good news, because it means that you can choose to change those beliefs, choose to be different, and choose to give it a try. So how can you start changing those false beliefs about yourself? I do this with affirmations. In my last video, I already showed you that I write down affirmations for myself on little scraps of paper, and I hang them in places where I can see them often. I find this such a beautiful, gentle way to remind myself of how I want to see myself or how I want to act. And suddenly I thought, hey, wouldn't it be even more effective if I actually make them visually pretty to look at? And the next thought was, hey, but when I make my affirmations look good, I can also share them with others. And so I sat down to create these posters and wallpapers for myself and for you as a digital download on my website. You'll get an affirmation poster featuring my earth pigment painting that you can print yourself at home or print at your local print shop. You'll also receive a laptop wallpaper with a peaceful photograph of my art studio desk, as well as a background for your phone. If you're interested, you'll find the link to the affirmation set in the description of the video. This is the very first set that I created, and I'm really proud of how beautiful it turned out. And this one is especially helpful if you are struggling with procrastination. After the Christmas holiday break, I found it hard to get back into my rhythm, and I found myself procrastinating and feeling a bit anxious about picking up work again. So this is what I need right now, and maybe it can be your gentle anchor as well if you're also struggling with procrastination. I think this is a beautiful example of where this mindset shift brought me. From focusing on improving myself to focusing on how can I improve my art business in a way that it suits me and works for me and my needs. I just love how this affirmation set just came to life so naturally. It is such a logical thing to do now for me, even though I didn't see other people do it like this. It is very much a part of me because I create this for myself anyway, and then I can take this a step further to make it accessible for others as well. This way it feels completely unforced and just so much lighter than constantly pushing myself to create in ways just because I see others create in ways that might not be meant for me like that. The more I think about how I focused on self-improvement in the past, the more I see that it was also procrastination in disguise. Not taking action on certain things, but keeping myself in the belief that I need to change and improve things about myself first before I can start. And that's where it might get unhealthy, and where we start to use self-improvement as a kind of excuse actually to not take action yet. If you balance self-improvement with taking action at the same time, that seems like a healthy thing to do. So if you are on the path of self-improvement right now, take a moment to check in with yourself. Are you only focused on improving something about yourself, or are you also really taking actionable steps that could move you forward to where you'd like to be? I hope you can keep that in mind on your journey, because as it is so often, you might not be able to see it when you're right in it, and it is so much easier to see things in retrospect. That's a thing I run into so often, I notice, and I think what I really love my videos to be doing here on YouTube is to help you see those things in the moment and not years later. So I hope this video gave you some valuable food for thought. Have a beautiful day now, my friend, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.